shared scenes with like some top name. Man, I've been taking beatings my whole life, bro. So Jake was like, "Hey, man," he went straight to the promoter, like, "This is my bro. This is his girl. Get him a seat." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
downtime in the ring.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Downtime in the Ring. This week, we have somebody else from Duke City Championship Wrestling here with us this week. It is a man who has so much character to him, especially if you guys head over to Duke City Championship Wrestling and see a lot of their content. He is in almost every podcast, episode, everything that you could imagine. We have Saleh Taylor with us this week. Big dog, what's up?
what is good? Oh man, well that was corny. I'm happy, man. I'm grateful to be here. I'm moving. I'm grooving. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
We're good, man. Good, man. Slept good last night. Feeling good now. Ready to
on
make
a
some
Sunday
content.
afternoon.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well said. Proud of you. There you go. Keep that coming.
We have another member, part of Duke City Championship Wrestling, a huge part of Duke City Championship Wrestling. Saleh, tell us what your role is in Duke City.
I do as I'm told. That's it. That's my role. It's you got the owners group, and then you got everyone else that we're just trying to help support and put on as good and professional show as possible. Every time we feel the weight. I've said this a few times, man, but like we feel the weight of every single person wanting to enjoy themselves, spending their hard-earned money every time they come out to the live events, and we feel that, man. We want to put on as good a show as possible every time. So my role is just to help us make the day as safe as possible. It's to help us serve the show, serve the owners group, serve the company, serve whoever I'm sharing time with. More importantly, my job is to do as I'm told right now, man. And right now what I'm being told is put on a good show.
Because you do commentary, you do podcasts, you wrestle, you threw my mic, you
Sorry about that. Does it still work? Does it work?
It works fine. This is the one. It's right here. This is it. Oh my!
I should have signed that.
Yeah. Yes.
My bad.
You kind of are like a locker room leader. Is from what we got to experience when we were down there at Duke City Championship Wrestling, which we're super excited for. We will not be there for Final Journey.
Oh man,
I know. After I saw the announcements for the cards already, or for like the card and like Brian Idol's gonna be there, Journey Fought too, I was like, man, this is the 1 week that we chose not to travel.
bro.
I'm available.
Chris, you want to go? You want to go on my stead?
I mean, jeez. If I don't get this job interview call in the next week or so, I'm down.
I got suspended, man. So I had too much fun. You know. We can talk to Fred if you want to call a match or two.
Oh, that would be cool. Give us practice for phase 1.
That's got to be said right quick. I am not a locker room leader. There are proper vets that are doing it. I'm just one of the guys that just wants to help us get home safe. Like I am no one with no name. It's done nothing but take from the industry. It's only my job now to give back and to serve. So I appreciate that title, but I am undeserving of such. And I got to say that because I would get checked later.
It's all right. When we talk to Hobo Hank too, we'll get his take on that, because I can't wait to have him on also. We will be with you guys for the August show, so we're super excited to come back and be able to make content with you guys. Even this last show, so I had never been to the El Rey. Chris had only ever been for concerts. So for both of us, this was a huge opportunity to go. And seeing how you guys have transformed it from being a concert venue into a professional wrestling show, kudos to you guys, because what I expected, what I thought I was walking into, you guys just completely kill it with the way that it's formatted and everything.
That speaks to the beauty of the venue itself, man. The beautiful and historic El Rey Theater is like part of the thread of Albuquerque in and of itself. It's been there for a while. So many big names have been through there. I am grateful and honored to have like even just a blink of an eye kind of a moment in its story. But also that speaks to the crew, you know, all the guys that come in and are able to help build and help load in. Those shout out to all of our guys from, you know, leading the helm is, you know, Hobo Hank himself, who gets there. You know, this was the first show where we've utilized a crew, a hired crew to get stuff in. But like also we got the vets that come in and make sure that things are running right, running well. But you got Kevin Hoover who works you know, guerrilla position, making sure that we're good, and he does electronics, like beyond electronics. Like Kevin Hoover is just that's a Swiss Army man right there in and of itself. But yeah, it's so there's so many moving parts. There's so many people that come in and help make that place, or help make this show what it is. And it is insane, the design of it, because y'all been to other shows where sometimes things could be a little bit different, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
But I'm grateful that we have a home where we are able to you know to spread our wings. I guess, you know, it's so beautiful. It's so dope. That place is so awesome. But yeah, so you know, talked about y'all were there for our June show, the summer sizzle show. What did y'all think? What was your takeaway from the show? This is a conversation, by the way. Y'all not, you know, we're not interviewing. We're talking now, baby.
I made a vlog, and the vlog, the whole video is gonna go up on our Patreon, which you guys
Awesome.
can all watch. But I'm gonna make like a little like trailer for it, and it kind of gives our thoughts as we're there. Chris has been there before, so he's explaining some things to me in the video. And for me, I'm like, this is a different ballpark, and this is I'm very grateful for it, because it was awesome to get to see how you guys got it together.
It's so dope, Chris. I want to hear what you say. Your thoughts, my man.
So I lived in Albuquerque, and I can attest to how the El Rey Theater is intertwined with the music industry within, like there's the Sunshine Theater, there's the Chemo Theater, there's the Launchpad, there's this, and now even like Revel, and even like going down towards Mesa del Sol, where all the big venues are. But with El Rey Theater, I've only experienced it as a concert venue. So 2018 was the last concert venue. I think it was like Snow the Product or something like that. Something. But seeing the El Rey as a wrestling venue was a completely different experience. How like I can attest to what Donovan said. The production is just insane with the lighting, and then you have the control panel on the set for all the switchers and set and stuff like that. And I'm just like, this is insane. And of course, I'm doing a kind of a brief tour. I still kind of know the general upstairs balcony area and stuff like that, kind of just showing through. But anything backstage with all the lighting, and like you got the in gorilla position and stuff like that, that was insane. Being able to walk down that ramp to the ring, just kind of, and seeing the entire outside of it and how it was portrayed and presented, even on during the show as it's being recorded. I thought it was insane for an independent wrestling show in Albuquerque. And I've lived in Albuquerque from like 2016 to about 2019, and I've never heard of a wrestling show happening in the El Rey Theater. Maybe it was happening back then, but I was more focused on my final exams, college women, and
nerd.
Final exams, college women, and then concerts. How did you get kind of like intertwined with all of that?
All right, if you want to start from the beginning for DCCW, it started with a friend of mine who's a fellow musician here, someone I've always admired and enjoyed. His name is Billy Bellamont, and he had a band. I think it was Bellama, I think, or just Bill. But Billy, he found out I have, you know, ties to WWE, and found out I'm a mark, you know, so like his friend Chris Burnett, who does, was it 10 drink minimum or 9 drink minimum, his podcast. Um, it's funny. So Billy was sending me texts like, "Hey, by the way, are you watching this pay per view? What about?" And he's like throwing me all these stats of the wrestlers. Again, like, "Oh, Billy's a fan too. All right." So we're chatting, talking wrestling. Little did I know that Chris Burnett was like feeding him lines because Billy's like, "I don't want to look like an idiot in front of Sally," but like, so Billy, you're like, "Hey, by the way, our friends podcast, they want to interview you. We want to bring you on to talk wrestling," and it was supposed to reveal that it was all a sham, that Billy has no idea what he's talking about. He has no idea about professional wrestling. And then introduced me to Chris, who's like another mega fan as well. And then that's where my relationship ended. Originally, Chris Burnett was in the owners group for DCCW. So Chris and I kept a relationship. He introduced me to Fred Slow because for Albuquerque Comic Con and Duke City Comic Con, I run the panels. Also, I run the after hour stuff. I run a section of it, and for panels, one of the hardest things when you're doing those is like finding good moderators that can keep the conversation going, flowing, and like you can tell when my guests are just sitting there like, oh my god, this damn question again. So I like keeping it fresh. I like bringing up people, more importantly, who are like professionals, who are expert communicators, who can like hold a conversation. But Chris, I would bring on to do like the professional wrestling panels. So like I've had him do Honky Tonk Man. I gave him Jim Duggan a couple times. But then Chris was like, "Hey, I got a friend who has a show, who does a radio show. I want you to meet him so he can come in and do a couple of interviews." And I gave him Jimmy Hart, and that guy was Fred Slow. Last year is when I met Fred Slow. Fred was telling me about DCCW, and he was telling me, "Hey, man, I got this wrestling show, and I would love your input. Tell me what you think. I'll just come in and give me any notes that we can grow." And I went to a show, and it just started growing from there. I was supposed to be my first gimmick was supposed to be like the photographer that you see Rusty Rutherford walking around doing the thing, and we were ready to pull the trigger on buying an antique camera, and like I'm doing the whole thing, and I'm wearing the suspenders and the hat, and the plan was I was going to have a section front row and just like have like my own little press box that only I'm available to walk in out of, and I would start getting doing some shenanigans, and the guys getting riled up on me. I would like hold my press pass up and talk about freedom of press, freedom of press. But then it turned into a whole nother thing where Fred was like, "Hey, you know how to talk? Can you do commentary?" I was like, "All right, let's go." So it was just one of those things where when someone's asking, "Hey, man, can you?" I'm like, "All right, yeah, let's go, let's try it, let's find out." That answering that question correctly has taken me to some really cool and weird and fun and amazing places in my life, and I'm grateful to have had said opportunities to do such. But yeah, Fred and I have only known each other for a year. Chris Burnett and I have known each other for years. But shout out to the source who helped me, meeting a friend and like hanging out. It was Billy, man, Billy B, who got me started on this years ago. And lo and behold, from saying yes, continued yes to Kate, can you hang out, to all that's led to eventually here, and who knows where I'm going next.
I was watching Going Over last week. I didn't watch it live because I didn't realize you guys go on 30 minutes after we go on. So we're already in the middle of our episode. So I'll have my feed up just in case I can have news during our live show. And I noticed you guys were up, and I was like, damn, I'll have to watch that at the gym. The credential thing that you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
Being credentialed for SummerSlam. You guys, for one, y'all's chemistry, it doesn't even sound like you guys have known each other for 1 year. It sounds like you guys have known each other for a good portion of your lives. Honestly, you guys just have that energy. But being credentialed, that's something that I was like, man, they're like, yeah, we're credentialed if we can make it cool. But I mean, it's that weird thing where I was like, that's such a crazy thing, and they're very chill about it.
Honestly, I mark out, bro. Like when I got the confirmation, Sally Taylor, you Bob. I'm like, ah! Oh my god! I was like, I can go.
That's Donovan in a nutshell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I am all about this. I am grateful for every opportunity that comes. So for y'all probably already know. Then I'm also an actor. I am a musician. I've been around. I've shared scenes with like some top names, and every single time inside, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
That's me. That's me. That's me.
To attest to the actor portion that you had just mentioned, I watched an old Instagram video of you taking a fake punch, and he pulls the inside out flip that you see that most clotheslines happen.
Yeah,
man, how dedicated are you to like your stunt work, particularly? Like, how long have you been doing stunt work?
Man, I've been taking beatings my whole life, bro. When I found out I can like get paid to do this, bro, say less. So we grew up in it, and we were always like playing around. I remember once I saw up in Seattle, we used to live across the street from our church. My dad was one of the pastors. He was actually the youth pastor, and my cousins, the church is mostly comprised of like family members, and like I got a lot of cousins. The cousins, we were all wrestling fans. And for some reason, we just started our own version of NWO or just like it was just like a mess. And like so after church doing the thing, everyone's hanging out. We like pretty much take over the block because who's going to tell a whole bunch of Samoans like you need to leave? Like I ain't gonna say that to us. But like we lived across the street, so like half of my cousins were in one group and the other half was in another group. Because I was one of the younger ones, they never let me play. But I was one of the ones that they would just throw around every now and then, like have some fun, and they'll try moves on me. Like we were legit. We had a car that was broken down that stayed on the side of the road. We would run moves on each other off of the car. Like we were running spots, but like in our church clothes, bro. Like it was all good fun. We just saw it as us having fun. I didn't realize that's some of the stuff I'm pulling from when I'm back in the ring now.
Yeah.
Like the stunt life thing that started for me like back in 2018, 2016. I've been in film for almost 10 years now. Oh my gosh, not bad. Okay, not bad. Almost 10 years. I've worked behind the camera doing production stuff. I've been the guy to go get coffee for someone. I don't mind. I don't care. I'm a storyteller. I'm either telling my story, helping others tell theirs. Like there's no ego with me. I can't afford it anyways. I'm broke. When you're working as an artist, bro, you're broke. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know what's up.
Yep.
These dreams are expensive, bro.
They are.
Yes.
They are.
Expensive, man. I've been the guy getting camera. I've been the guy getting coffee. I've been the guy people would get drinks for. But like through and through, being a storyteller, I love knowing the limits of my body and how much pain I can take. So one of the things that I became really good at when I started doing stunt stuff was like, oh, I can make Rey Mysterio look like Big Show. I can make Big Show look like Rey Mysterio. That's one of the things that I can do. Like you tell me what to do, I will throw myself through a wall. Okay, cool, let's go. But I started when I was a kid. We were all just horsing around and stuff, working strikes and stuff, like rolling around. I even had like a couple of run-ins when I was like 20 years ago, man. Almost 20 years ago. When I first started in the wrestling thing, I was doing run-ins with one of my uncles, and this is like I was way lighter, so like all these grown dudes were like just throwing me around for finishes, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So it's been part of my life, my whole life.
Being in New Mexico, and it every week it seems like we say like New Mexico is trying to grow, and we want to help it. Like, how does it feel to be in the forefront of that? Honestly, man, because this state is such a hot spot right now for professional wrestlers and wrestlers that we've even had on this show. We've recommended, hey, reach out to Duke City, reach out to Phase One Pro, because everybody wants to knock all 50 states, and this is one that's finally opening up. How does it feel for you to be the forefront and be able to help with all of that?
I just want to serve the show, man. I just want to, whoever's coming in, especially like, Brian Idol, like, dude, that dude is a professional. Um, the 60 seconds I get with him, I'm grateful for, building a relationship off of that. But like others wanted to come in and do it up. Like, I love being part of the welcoming committee when they land and making sure that their needs are met at the very minimum. Like, if you need a ride, let's go. If you need a place to stay in my place. I don't care. I want to make sure you enjoy your time here and you get out safely. Um, I just want to serve. I'm legit. My purpose in life is to serve, and the how I however I'm able to do that. That's what I'm going to do. Whether if I'm helping someone tell their story or I'm telling mine, or more important, man, like if I'm just trying to help someone lock in where they need to stay for the night. Like, um, I don't see it that I'm like part of the forefront. I just like see it as like I'm just here to help. And especially working with the new class getting ready to come up and granting them a stage. There's a lot of young talent in New Mexico that's getting ready to blow up and blow out, man. You got Off the Rope, those guys. I was off the top rope, right? Is it
Off the ropes.
off the ropes? Yeah, you got those boys going. You got. Honestly, I'm proud to say I'm a mosh pit guy because he's been training me. He's been working with me, getting me. He's been the main person helping me get back in. Second to mosh pit has been Thunder training me as well as Happy. I'm proud to say I'm part of the camp, and that we have other guys in the camp that are coming up and they're showing up and showing out. But you got Prime Athletics that there's a lot of beautiful young talent that like I can't wait to welcome them when it's time because I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve the industry, serve the business, serve the show. I can't afford the 2 pennies to get my 2 cents about anything because we want to put on as good a show. I want I want to serve New Mexico wrestling. There's this moment. So I've been going on tangents, man.
You're good.
There's this moment where we had one of our productions meetings, and Hobo Hank was talking about it. Like, hey guys, don't let a short-sighted decision affect wrestling for New Mexico as a whole. That's when it hit me. That's when I knew my place in the card. That's when I knew my place in this company. Where like, whatever it is you do it knowing that you're serving the industry, especially here for New Mexico. They fought tooth and nail to get it back to where it is right now. You know, there's so many people who's done it before who's laid down a great foundation, but then when that, as we've been in the famine of this, as we're trying to replenish, we have to nurture this. We have to protect this, not just for the sake of our show, but for the sake of the industry in this state. So like, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than any spot that someone tries to throw out, man. Because like, bro, like what we do legit matters to the industry. So I'm just here to serve. I'm just here to help make sure that we get home safe. We make the day. We get to do this again somewhere else.
And so when I say that, like you're at the forefront, I say that to everyone. Obviously, Fred, I treat him a lot like Pat McAfee, for one, because he looks a lot like Pat McAfee.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, man.
He has that energy.
Stretched out Pat, yeah.
But everybody that is part of your main roster there is at the forefront. And it was interesting to see to be in a different locker room after not being in one for a while, and just see the way that you guys have your camaraderie and everything. And we tried to stick to kind of y'all's stories. We did our research before we were able to go up there, but I also wanted to be surprised. So I didn't want to watch too much because I wanted to know what you guys were doing. And seeing you against Manga you guys have like a sponsored match too. Like that's something that's crazy.
I screwed that one up. That's why I got suspended.
Yeah,
Lesson learned. It's all good.
yeah, it's all good. But like just seeing, the way that you guys function and the crowd to it too, y'all's fan base, it's a really good product for fans to come out to and just be surprised and be able to, experience something. And what you guys are doing makes us proud and it makes us excited. We got to just be fans at the latter half of the day.
How was that? How was it when were you able to like kind of turn that part of your brain and just be present? Was that okay for y'all?
I've never watched a show like from a second story like balcony that wasn't, inclined seats. So being able to go up to the rail and just watch wrestling and see the crowd and see things in the crowd that I wasn't expecting, like, have random people pop or be able to see the other side of it. It's a hell of a production, dude. Like, it was insane. And then obviously one that we really want to have on is Mr. Happy, because I want to talk about, just how he came about with that, because we looked at each other when his entrance came out and we just went, holy shit, he is over. There's no doubt about that.
There's something beautiful about that aura that he has, that it's so cool.
But I can also attest, aside from putting on like your recorded product and stuff like that, like through the like streaming and stuff, so we're watching the show and then all of a sudden we see Mr. Happy to the side, just hanging out, chilling out with fans and stuff, just down the balcony. I'm like, you were just in a match down there. What? And then I forget he's good.
Valak?
Is it Valak?
It's Valak? Is it Valak?
Valak Vile, the magician?
Valak Vile. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about the manager dude, the one that called us
Robles?
out during the yes.
Matthew
The one that
Robles.
called us out during the production meeting. we were on nerves. Okay, so for context, we're at this production meeting. We know no one here.
We know one person here.
We know one person,
and he didn't have our back.
And we're just like, we don't want to step on toes. We're trying to be. We'll just stay in our little corner. And then at the very end, it's like the last kid being called on dodgeball, and all the eyes come on you. And I was like, Donovan, you got to say something. And Two Scoops didn't help out. Robles didn't help out. Yeah. So but I was just like, okay. It was an initiation process, kind of like, okay, there's a nice charm in that locker room that I could feel it in that locker room, like how everyone's working with one another. You with Fernando, even like to the point prior to the show when everyone's in the ring and kind of just prepping for the show and stuff and getting everything together, all these moving, intricate parts. It was very interesting to see from that aspect, but as a fan, seeing that come to life, it's second to none. I finally got to see that. So
I'm gonna bring the curtain back a little bit for fans.
Let's go.
So for us, we at first we didn't know where to set up, so we set up on the balcony, and some things were going on. And I look over and Chris is like, I've never seen this before. And he immediately just goes over to the guardrail and he just starts watching some like all how you guys interact and all of that. And it kind of, for me, because I've trained with OTR, I'm not currently, just because I want to move out there. So okay. I'm not making that trip. I'm trying to save the money and move out to Albuquerque.
You're in Roswell, right, Donovan?
Yeah.
Woo! That's a drive, bro.
I know. So I've gotten to, take my bumps, take my chops, learn a little bit, but not a whole lot. And, being able to work with like Phase One and a few companies in Texas, I've seen this. So it was kind of normalized to me, but for Chris to be able to see how, how the sausage is made, it was kind of like a proud moment. Cause I'm like, oh yeah, he's never really experienced this. It was kind of exciting, at least from my end. Cause I'm like, oh, cool. It's new for somebody.
It's a beautiful thing. I also I feel like at home, because when I work on production side and film work, I also have like stage managing experience as well, where So after we do a production meeting, you hear me calling out the times, 60 minutes till doors, like so, like keeping everyone in, like letting people know, like we got times to hit, and but this is one of the first times I'm like, oh, Sally, you're kind of promo in the back. All right, 60 minutes. Oh, I gotta change. Like 15 minutes. I gotta go. I gotta go run back. That's why you saw me as one of the last guys to run cut a promo, because like I was so focused on what I usually do, like keeping the house going and stuff. But I was like, oh shit, I'm performing too now. Like, I have the best seat in the house, man. I am grateful. It's hard and it's weird. And then like Chris, if you're gonna go on Friday and the boys welcome you in, and you go sit in and call a match, it's very disorienting because I'm used to watching, but oh no, I have to be the voice to the eyes of the product. So like I have to talk about what's being shown specifically. So I can't call out something that just happened, but we didn't see it on camera or anything like that. And you're messing with the crowd right there, even more so with the audience. So getting used to calling what I'm seeing in what's happening in front of me from a monitor, and shout out to our friends at ProView, that's been doing a great job of helping step up. And like it's a capturing live TV is a struggle in and of itself. Capturing a live product with that many moving parts is so hard. It's so much harder because a lot of the times they're coming in cold themselves, because that's the way we want to experience it. We want our audience to experience that. They're like, this happened, that whole thing. There's like a beauty in that, where people are like freaking out. That just happened. Well, kind of reactionary shots, because the crew themselves are legit reacting to those. So like having to voice what we're seeing, but like also knowing what's going on backstage in my head. I'm keeping track of what's going on there, but like I'm like legit live reacting to the product in front of me, and it's so much fun. And like and also I got to remember to stay in character too.
Yeah.
And like one of my favorite things I realized, by the way, like after the second show into the third, I realized, color commentary, heel color commentary. Oh, I'm just gaslighting people. Yeah. They can settle better into the role. But man, so many moving parts. I'm so happy that y'all got to see that, experience that, because God willing, man, like there's gonna be more of this where we see y'all out there and stuff, and maybe even have like a post match interview when like you get a mic and you come to the ring and you guys are the ones like interviewing people, like, and we utilize y'all more, because like I enjoy what y'all do. Shoot, I'm a fan for y'all. I started following y'all, and I am grateful for all that y'all do. So, but yeah, it's such a crazy thing, man.
We appreciate that. Definitely, that makes it worth it a lot more, is when we have people that are like, they're fans of us, because I can promise you said that, and then when I'm editing this, I'm gonna be like, Chris, he said he's a fan of us. And we're just gonna look at each other and be like, it's the humbling part, man. It's like, what do we do? It was the energy. I love going to shows, and I kind of grade everything off that, is the energy that I feel in the crowd. Or when me and Chris, we have to film matches like we did for P1P, or even shows that I've been to. I've been able to, or I've been blessed enough to be able to work a show for a company in Texas where we were on a military installation, and that was insane. And how I graded all of those experiences was based off the energy and how the fans were treated mostly. And it felt like I was back, like I was 21, 22. I'm 26, so that's not a huge difference, but it felt like where I didn't really care. I didn't have that maturity yet. I was just excited to see wrestling. There were tons of people there. It felt like a party. Like that's where I was like, okay, they're doing something here. We finally got to experience it. We want to be a part of this even more.
And I can attest to that, because whenever I went to the Rumble and stuff, that's kind of what brought me back into it like full scale, like going to the Rumble in San Antonio in 2023.
Oh man.
And just seeing 50,000 plus people in the Alamo Dome, just all singing Seth Rollins' theme, going crazy for Edge, and like you could strike up a conversation with everyone, and everyone's just, it's a community in that aspect. So coming to these live shows, it's that same community, but it's on a micro scale, but still keeps that same energy. I love it. I absolutely love being around it.
To talk about that a little bit, to experience it live with the crowd. We now have what we can call safely the Hobo Hank Pop,
Yeah.
because it's something to experience when you're watching the show. It still comes off well, but when you're there and that song starts playing, good God, it's beautiful. It's insane. And I've invited a few friends, some of them who's never been to a show, some who's never really cared for wrestling, but because it's part of it, they want to come check it out. But they're like, I want more of that. Even my partner, when we were back in LA, we were living at the time in East Hollywood off of Melrose. We lived a couple blocks away from where GCW would just put on a show. And this was like after midnight. I got home and I saw Jake post, "We up in here, bro. I was like, hey man, what you doing? Like, you're gonna be down the street from me." He goes, "What?" So I go, "Hey man, you want to bring your girl?" Like, and so she has never liked wrestling. She's never been like, she's like, this is like, I don't understand why. Like, why don't you just turn around and beat him up? Like, because there's a story being told. There's something else happening, and she's just like, I don't understand. Like, it was like, there's things going on. We also, that's called selling.
Yeah.
We're like, she's like, so she didn't want to go, but I was like, baby, just come. Also, we had a few other friends. Shout out to my boys, Comic Kings. I love you. Y'all came with us. So we went to see Jacob. It was Jacob and the Toko, Juicy Fanal, big boy, and they were going against which was crazy, man. The Briscoe Bros.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see the Briscoes, man. I got to see the Briscoes work, and this was an insane show. We get in, so Jake was like, "Hey man," he went straight to the promoter, like, "This is my bro, this is his girl, get him a seat." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So like they were running around and like put us like, "Hey, we got you." So we got a spot, and like I was like, just settle in and just enjoy the show. And I kid you not, like 3-4 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, like she was in it, bro. She was sold on it. It's something about like that. Well, the crowd at the Ukrainian community center for the GCW show that we had, a beautiful space, but like the crowd was just hot, and it was just a beautiful show. I think Nick Wayne was in there. He's doing his thing, man. Like,
yeah.
Jonathan Grisham was this, like, dang, like, bro.
Damn.
And I'm like marking out for all these guys and all these things. But she's like, I want to see Jacob. I was like, Jacob's gonna do his thing. Jacob came out and she got to experience the Jacob's heat. Like, bro, that boy knows how to pull heat. But like even then, she started like trying to defend him. I'm like, yo, I ain't ready to fight for Jake right now. Like, let him cuss him out. Let him flip him off. Like, fuck it. I ain't ready to go against all these white boys right now. He pulled the heat. It was dope. They had a great match. The Briscoes. Oh man, watching those guys work. And also they let us hang out in the back, doing the thing, shaking everyone's hand, and like, oh shit, that's Matt Cardona. I was like, oh damn, like,
so
oh
quick,
damn.
quick question on that. So when your significant other watched Jacob Fatu pull off what Jacob Fatu does off that top rope, what was the initial reaction?
She hoped that it hurt. I think it was on Jay. She hoped that it hurted him so much. So like, I hope it fucked him up bad. I was like, yeah. I was like,
I'm fucking positive it did.
I'm sure, like, but she loved it. And then our friends from Comic Kings that came out, like, like they got us all in, and they're like, bro. So like a bunch of big ass Samoans, and for the band, we're like, like, we're all just like losing our minds and stuff. But like there's something about it when you have a crowd that buys into it, that welcomes others to just continue to just enjoy the experience. That's something beautiful. I'm really grateful that we've been blessed to cater to such a loyal fan base here in Albuquerque, and for those who've been coming out to the beautiful historic El Rey Theater, spending their hard-earned money, that they want to come out and enjoy themselves, escape for a few hours, and just enjoy. And man, because they come in ready to enjoy it, so we got to come ready to give.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that's just one of my favorite things about the biz.
I know how you feel. So my partner, she learned about this crazy lifestyle about 3 years ago when we got together. Her first being backstage at her first show was 2 months ago for her and Chris, because I brought them down to Phase 1 Pro. I was like, cool, I think you guys are ready. They want the podcast there, so I need the whole crew.
Awesome.
And getting to see both of their faces light up at production meeting, being backstage, getting to
Beautiful
do this
thing.
Yeah, I'm like, this is so much. It felt like it was my first time again. I'm like, oh my god, they got questions, this is cool. And then it gave me a little bit of like I puffed my chest out a little bit when the promoters were like, just follow what Donovan does, he knows this.
Boy, you better flex. Boy, you better flex.
I was like, cool, I'm the cool kid. I'm all good now. She fell in love more with the indie style, and hopefully we'll be able to bring her on too. We're trying to bring another person, so hopefully you guys will be okay if we bring a team to this next show. Everybody knows what their roles and assignments, which is the best part about this. And just getting to be a part of that is what they enjoy well, at least what she enjoys the most. She fell in love with wrestling, being able to see how it works instead of the over the top sometimes stories that the Fed can do or AEW does. She's like, oh, it's a whole thing. It's way more than just what we see. And I'm like, that's the point.
Yes, I love that. By the way, shout out to Phase 1 Pro, man. Their next show is August 24th, is it?
Yes.
Really excited about that, bro. That it's a great time to be a fan. It's a great time to just share even more so. I'm grateful that your partner was open and able to let's just go try this out. And it's really cool to hear that like she likes to be part of the know-how, the stuff that's going on in the back, because that's when my partner, when she got to see a little bit of that, like the boys, they all 15 minutes of just beating the shit out of each other. And then after the match, we went to the back, and then we saw them all shake hands, hug, talk story, laugh about it. And she's like, they're just cool like that after everything they did. Like, yeah. It's just part of it. It's just part of the thing, man.
I can't wait for Donovan to see Two Scoops just destroy someone, and then come back and he'd be eating in Gorilla with eating bizcochitos and shit.
Just chilling.
Yeah, see, like it's those things that I love the most about wrestling, about this lifestyle, that if you had told us like a year and a half ago, hey, Chris, Donovan, you guys are going to put your nose to the grindstone, bust out something that's going to give you this experience, we wouldn't have believed it. And now that we get to be a part of this, even just in this small way, we're like, man, I don't know life before this. I can't remember life before wrestling, because it's been such a
I can tell you, life before this, I would say about 2 days prior, we were still freaking out that we had Zilla Fatu on for an interview.
Yeah.
We were just like, oh fuck.
My boy. Like this is one of the coolest things. I talked about it earlier. Like when you randomly just say, yeah, sure, to random things and taking chances. Like you never know where it takes you. And like kudos to y'all for taking chances and like sticking at it. You'll have been doing a great job, and like I'm really excited to be in this part before y'all blow up, because blow up even more so, where you're getting people, you're getting great, you're getting great fucking interviews, man. You guys are dope. Um, you're very affable, very approachable, and like to be able to converse with y'all is just it's very smooth. So I am grateful to and for y'all, and like keep saying yes to these random ass opportunities, man, because you'll never know where it may take you, and just keep going. And so, Chris, you're in Albuquerque, right?
No, I'm actually in Roswell as well. I lived in Albuquerque years ago, but I
Okay.
moved back.
So Donovan, you looking to come up here then? It's like you looking to
Yes.
go up here. All right,
Yeah.
Chris, are you gonna tag along, man?
I'm attempting to as well. So
Podcast moving to Albuquerque is kind of the idea now.
I'm loving it, man. There's always room for more, but like more important, it makes it more accessible to other things that's going on here. So that may work out for your benefit.
3-hour trip is no biggie. We had to drive to Utah. We for our first like actual show that we were asked to like kind of just like hang out. We decided to go to Salt Lake City. It's like, sure, okay, never again. Never again.
Yeah, drunk on a dry ass town, man. Damn, bro.
So respectfully, like I don't think either of us, like when you say, "Oh yeah, help me drive to Salt Lake City," for some reason in my lizard brain, I was like, "Yeah, that's like 8 hours. It's gonna be a fun trip. We're not gonna almost die from a mountain." Like, it's just those things where you're like, "Oh, it's not as bad as what it could be," and then you do it, and then you're just like, "I'm never going back to Utah unless I fly. Never going back."
It's like so like back and forth between here and LA is like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And like 2019 was 2019 was a damn good year. I was on the road 10 months out of that whole year. In the 2 months I spent back here was me just still working like crazy. But I made like 10 trips going back and forth between here and LA. And it was just like, all right, work calls, let's go. I have an audition. Let's go. Like, just go for an audition. All right. I didn't get it. Cool. I'll just turn back around. I was like, all right, see you again. Like,
yeah. We completely we understand that. We're starting to learn it more and more. And we even made the joke. We're like, if it's longer than 8 hours, we're just gonna save up and fly. Like if anybody needs us that's longer than 8 hours, we're just gonna try and do that, because anything past San Antonio, even Austin, maybe, no, because that Utah trip kind of traumatized us a little bit.
We traveled through 4 different states in a matter of less than 24 hours.
Crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Hello, ladies. I don't know who they are, but they're in my house. I'll say hi later. But we're chilling though.
Okay.
I'm just too tired to fight. At least cute.
All right. So as we begin to wind down, before we head over to the post show, where can everybody find you?
Instagram, Threads, Facebook. I think my MySpace is still going. Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, but I finally got it on where it's all for sale 247.
Okay.
So that's my official @ and but yeah, no, like I'm also one of those things, like if you think you need me, there's a good chance you might see me. I show up in random places. I'm going, since I'm not going to work on the show, this month has been basically music mode for me. So like playing with my band, a few other bands. I'm like in 5 bands. So when they all heard that my July, he was like, all right, I can do some music stuff. I just played a couple gigs last night. I got a couple more this weekend, and then I'm booked on another role. So I just kicked that off in the weekend. So let's start shooting that. But yeah, like, you'll never know where you see me. I'll be around, but @ for sale 247. You know,
Okay.
you can find that. My publicist forced me to get a TikTok. I think I'm on there too now. So it's weird.
We tried that road, and that was horrible.
It's weird, man.
Trying to do that algorithm and everything.
Oh man, that Al guy. I want to punch him in his face.
I hate TikTok. I love TikTok. I love to doom scroll. I don't want to be a content creator on TikTok. It's not as easy as what people think. It's really not.
It's here we are talking about first world problems, but like it's still the worst.
Yeah.
But like you'll find me on those. I post when I can, if I can, or if I want to.
Yeah.
I'm horrible on that.
That sounds very I feel you on that one. I know how you feel.
I'm horrible on that. But
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can head over to our post show because we're gonna talk a lot more about his music, because that's what I'm excited to talk about. He just mentioned a whole bunch of it, so watch us over on the Patreon, Downtime in the Ring. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stale, thank you for being here, for the fans, for the public, for everybody. Hopefully the next time we go in August, my mic won't have to suffer. You know, you're gonna autograph this one, dude. You have to autograph one of them, dude, just because you did that. Like, no matter what.
My jaw dropped when I filmed that. I was like, damn. When he said character, he went in.
Bro. And like, oh man, I hope I didn't break it. Like, I hope I didn't break character, because like that was a great moment.
It broke my character. I wasn't in an interview. I was laughing at that point. It broke me. Something broke, but it wasn't the mic.
That was a belly bump, man. That was a
And ladies and gentlemen, we will see you in the next video.